Hello everyone, this is Dr. Abhinav. So in this video today we'll be discussing about the UPSC CMS exam answering strategies. So in this video I'll be talking about the mark distribution of this exam, and then we'll see the previous year cutoffs, the written exam cutoffs. So with that we'll come to an idea of how much should we score in this exam this time. So before we start, if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. And you can also join our Telegram group. The link is in description. You can check in the description below. So let's start. So if you see here, regarding the exam structure, this exam consists of 500 marks. So it will be divided into two papers. So paper 1, 250 marks, paper 2, 250 marks. And each paper you will have 2 hours time. So for each correct mark, each correct answer, you get 2.08 marks. This is because you have 120 questions in each paper. And if you calculate the total, it's 240 questions, and the total marks is 500. So each question carries 2.08 marks. And there is also negative marks, for which a wrong answer that you mark, 0.69 marks will be deducted. So it's almost 0.7 marks. This is the subject-wise mark distribution. I hope you know all this. Now coming to the previous year written exam cutoffs. So if you see here, this is the category-wise that I have mentioned, and this is the year-wise cutoff that I have mentioned. So if you see here for general category, since 2016, the cutoff has been slightly increasing, and in 2020 the cutoff was maximum 279. The 2021 official cutoff has not been released yet, so we'll keep going with the 2020 cutoff. And if you see for OBC, the maximum cutoff was 242, that is in the year 2020. And for SC, the cutoff in 2020 was 251, which is quite high. And for ST, it's 198 in 2020. But in 2017, we had 223 marks once. And for EWS and PWD, it's around 129. So this cutoff usually varies the number of participants that give this exam and the number of correct answers that they get. And also it depends on the number of vacancies available. So if the vacancies is much more, then the cutoff is expected to go down. If the candidates, all of them do their exam really well, then the cutoff is expected to rise. So it's usually an interplay between these three factors. And but approximately for the past 5 years, if you see, this is the highest. And in the next slide, I will tell you how much you should score in order to be qualified for the interview. This is just an expected score from my side. So if you see here, minimum expected marks to qualify for the interview. So as we all know, the written exam, it is for 500 marks, and it is for 240 questions. So for general category, the minimum marks that you should get in order to qualify for the interview for this time, this is expected one from my side. So it's around 290. So to score 290 marks, the number of questions that you should get right is at least 165. Just you may think that 145 plus 145 will add up to 290, but we should also take care about the negative marks in this exam. So if you give 165 questions correct, and the rest of the 75 questions will be given as negative marks, so you will get an average of 290 marks in this. So you don't worry about the calculations, you just have to see these numbers. So you will have to score at least 165 questions correct, which will be at least 82 correct in each paper. So you should at least get 82 out of 120 in paper 1 and 82 out of 120 in paper 2 in order to be safe, in order to be in the safer side, and most probably you will be called for the interview. For OBC students, the minimum marks to score is 250 at least, and at least you should get 150 questions correct and an average of 75 questions per each paper. For SC, it's 255 and 152 questions to be correct, average of 76 questions in each paper. For ST, the marks is 230 and at least 143 questions to be correct and 72 in each paper. For EWS and PWD, marks is 150 and at least 118 questions to be correct and at least 60 in each paper. These marks that I have given here, this is not the basic qualifying marks. This is the marks which will get you into the interview process. So the basic qualifying marks, it's different, and I'm not touching about it. For the written exam, what you will have to take care of is this minimum marks to score out of 500 and the minimum questions at least which you should get correct. As I've said before, each correct answer gives you 2.08 marks and negative marks 0.69. Time management, you should try to solve each question at least within 45 seconds, because most of the questions are anyways going to be simple one-liners, and you can solve those questions in 15 to 20 seconds itself, and you can make use of the time in calculation questions, those kind of questions. So in time management for calculation type of questions, if you're not getting answer in the first try, don't try to dig into that question itself. Keep it aside. Later you can come back and do it. So don't waste your time there. And most of the questions will be like which one is correct, option A, B, C, or option A, B, those kind of questions. You should see probably. If you have any slight doubt, mark those questions, come back to it and try to solve it. If you can't find the correct answer, it's better to leave those kind of questions. But don't leave too many questions, because it's just 0.69 marks that you are going to lose for each question. And even if you get 4 questions correct out of 10 questions that you mark in fluke, you will almost get 5 marks around it. So it's better to answer most of the questions than to leave most of the questions. So that's all for this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe now, and you can also join our Telegram group. The link is in description. Thank you.